Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we are hopping into a game known as LawBreakers, and I'm not gonna lie, this is probably the most fun I've had with a shooter. It makes for nutty gameplay, and we're gonna be talking about all of that here in just a second. Before we hop into that, I did want to say huge thank you to LawBreakers and Boss Key for sponsoring this video and actually sponsoring my trip out to LA. I went out to LA for a day, got a whole day to get accustomed to the game. At first, I played this game in beta last year, and I thought, you know, it's just another shooter. It wasn't all that special, but I had an entire day to get used to the game and have fun with it. And I'm not gonna lie, this is the most fun I've had with a shooter in such a long time. And it's actually coming out today. It comes out on the 7th. I encourage you guys to check it out, especially if you like the gameplay that I'm showing off here. Link will be at the top of the description for you guys to do that. And speaking of you guys clicking links in the description, I'm also going to have a link to a countdown to when I'm going to be streaming this game tonight. Now, this isn't a sponsored stream or anything. This is me streaming and playing the game as soon as possible because I want to play it and I need more of it because I just had that much fun with it, and I'd love for some of you guys to show out. It's going to be a super enjoyable stream, probably go for a couple hours. So link in the description. We'll have a countdown clock letting you guys know when the stream will start, and then there'll also be the Twitch link as well. I'm also planning on hopefully doing a giveaway or two, so if you guys do show out, that'll maybe be another reason for you guys to show up. You know, that'd be pretty cool to give away a copy of the game, especially because if you guys genuinely enjoy it like I do, I think that'd be like a super cool way of giving back to you guys. So try to, you know, if you just want the game, maybe check it out for that too. But right about now, I'm guessing you guys actually want me to talk about the game and what it is. So it is a multiplayer shooter. It is 5v5, kind of, it might remind some of you guys of Overwatch and stuff like that, but it could not be more different, especially because the thing that this thing prides itself on is zero gravity combat. So the way that the maps are designed is that usually like around the middle of the map, and a large portion of the map, kind of, you can see that's like the force field I just went through was spawn, but right around here I just went through like a small little field, and this is a giant 0/low gravity zone. And this is where all the nuttiness happens. All the different classes have different ways of maneuvering through it. But long story short, if you like shoot a gun in this gravity, it will push you back, and that leads to so many cool combinations. There's even like a mechanic where at the press of a button, you can actually shoot behind you. So some of the classes that have like rocket launchers and stuff in zero gravity will shoot the rocket launcher behind them and propel themselves across the map, even though they might be tanky, really slow usually. In that zero gravity, everything gets insane. There's so much verticality. You have to look up, down, left, right. You have to look in every direction, and it makes for this awesome, fast-paced gameplay that is absolutely nutty. It's kind of like a Twitch shooter, and it makes for a whole ton of hectic fun. At just like at the end of some of these games, I was literally like shaking. I had to like slow down for a sec. I had to be like, yo, give me a minute. Like I don't know why, just like the games ended up being so competitive, so tense. I'm actually posting here a game that goes absolutely down to the wire, so you guys might want to stick around if you like good games. But besides the zero gravity component, which it is a huge component of the game, so it does make sense that I talked about and emphasized it a good amount, but there are also different classes in the game. There are 9 different classes, and the one that I'm gonna be playing as here is called the Harriers. So each class specializes in some stuff. Some are squishy, easy to kill, some are a lot tankier but slower, and all of them kind of have their own little ability, and each one of those abilities, you can only pick, there's only 5 people on each team, so you kind of have to pick and choose, and depending on the game mode, it might even, you know, you might have a preference, but depending on the game mode, your preference, you know, you might want to go with a different class to try and help out the team, so it kind of, you know, has a good amount of coordination and stuff that makes for some really good team play as well. But pretty much what each class gets, herp-a-derp, each class gets a primary weapon, some form of secondary weapon, I think an ability or two, and then their ultimate. So you can see my ability is actually the left shift, which allows me to jet around. My Harrier has jets on his boots, which makes me, I ended up playing this class all day. I loved it that much because it is the most maneuverable class, and you guys will see me doing some nutty maneuvering, and especially for a game mode like BLITZBALL, which I'll talk about in a little bit, high maneuvering characters are super useful. Just any game modes where you have to pick something up, highly maneuverable characters are amazing because you can pick it up and you can run it super quickly. Like at some point, I think it took me like maybe 5 seconds from picking up the ball in the middle of spawn to maybe taking it to the enemy's goal. Maybe not not in this particular gameplay, but in some other games that happen as well. And there are also a couple of different game modes that require you to pick up items in the middle. So the high maneuverability is very rewarding, but at the same time, you know, you're easy to knock out, so that's where your team has to come in. They got to help you out a little bit. And even the tankier classes are, you can actually see in Blitzball specifically, one of the tankier classes can put up a shield. So what someone on the other team was doing was literally being a goalie in this game and trying to stop me from scoring the ball using his special ability of putting up a wall, which was nutty and intuitive use of his ability. And I don't know, I thought it was really cool. Now, I can't go super in depth on other classes because 100% honest, I was not lying when I said I played this character all day when I was at that event. I fell in love with it the moment that I started playing it. Like, I tried out another class for half a game and it was like, I wasn't doing as good, but as soon as I moved to this, it was just like, I loved the gameplay, I loved the nutty things I was able to do, how maneuvering I was able to be and all that. So there are other classes and those might definitely interest you. More information on those will definitely be in the link in the description that you guys can actually buy the game in as well, but I'm definitely gonna, you know, I'm gonna be talking about this class a lot more. But back to the game, that pretty much is what it revolves around. It's the different classes, it's the shooting, it's the taking people out, completing the objective, and the whole zero gravity combat. Some people might think of it as a gimmick, but I think of it as a freaking game changer that makes this game like none other on the market, and I absolutely love it. And that's why, again, I'm gonna be streaming it. Check out that stream so I don't feel bad when 7 people show up. Now, I think that pretty much covers the game, but since, you know, I don't always have the best way with words in the description, as there always is, I'll also have at the bottom of the description a huge description of the game. I said description like 7 different times. I'll have a pretty big description of the game, hopefully going in a little bit more depth, but also, like I said, on the Steam store, that should be able to talk about it. But I just definitely wanted to show you guys this gameplay, because I think I do a pretty good job of doing some pretty nutty things in this gameplay that might show you guys, you know, some awesome components. But again, these are just, I'm doing things that only the Harrier can do. There are 8 different classes, 8 other classes that can do totally different things. But enough talking about the game in general. We'll talk about the character after we talk about Blitzball, because you guys have been watching Blitzball for the last 7 minutes pretty much, so you guys probably want to know what's going on. I should tell you that. So, Blitzball, number 1, Rick and Morty. That doesn't make sense. It should make sense. If you guys listen to the ball, it sounds like a cross between Rick and Mr. Meeseeks. It's actually really funny. It's because I'm pretty sure Cliff Bleszinski, I probably butchered that, my bad, but I'm pretty sure he's friends with Justin Roiland. Cliff's one of the lead devs on the game. I'm pretty sure he's friends with Justin Roiland, which, if you guys don't know, made Rick and Morty, and I think he got him to actually do the voice for the ball, which is super funny. If you guys listen carefully sometimes, you can even catch the ball saying some pretty funny stuff, and honestly got a chuckle out of me a couple times. And I don't know, I like that the objective that I'm picking up has a sense of humor. I'm not used to it, and it kind of got a couple giggles out of me. So that is the ball. The ball has a voice. The ball respawns in the middle. After you score, it'll respawn. It respawns right away and all that. So what happens is it goes down. It waits a couple seconds to before it can be picked up. So, and then after it can start being picked up, there's also a shield around the ball. That shield will only go down if someone is by it. So what that means is even if the ball gets dropped, you can't like pick it up right away, or even if the ball just spawned, you can't pick it up right away. You have to be by it for a couple seconds to bring down its shield. After that happens, you can pick it up, but every time someone dies and drops the ball, every time it respawns, there is that shield around it. That was a pretty nutty double kill. Check me out. I'm flexing. I'm delivering the ball, or I'm helping deliver the ball there. I wish I picked it up because my high maneuverability is awesome. But back to that mechanic where you can't pick it up right away, I actually think that's a really cool idea, because what that means is you can't just, you know, if the other enemy group is like charging at you, you can't just single out the dude with the ball and then try to like swoop in, steal it, and run to the other side. What you have to do is it leads to some standoffs and leads to some more fights, because your team literally fights over the ball because you can't pick up the ball right away. And that's, I think, actually one of the biggest benefits of this game mode, and actually LawBreakers in general, because I'm pretty sure that goes for the other game modes. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that in like another game mode called Uplink, where you have to bring this thing back to your base and kind of charge it up, you can't pick it up right away. It's also kind of a similar mechanic, which, I don't know, I really like it a lot, but your mileage may vary, you know, maybe different opinion. Now, once you have the ball in your possession, there is one place you need to go, and that is to the enemy's base. This is like reverse capture the flag. You're trying to pick up the flag, you're trying to deliver it to the enemy base, you're trying to score it, which makes this game mode really cool because it kind of plays as a sport, because the enemy literally has to defend against you trying to bring a ball into their base. And I think it just makes for some pretty unique gameplay that I haven't really seen. I haven't seen a game mode like this in any other game, really. To be fair, maybe I've missed the games that have had them, but I think it leads to some pretty cool stuff. So after that, you're going to want to score all the way up to 8 points. 8 points will win you the game, but there's also a 20-minute time limit on the game. So those are you're leading at the end of the game, or you get up to 8. I think if it's a tie game, it goes up to sudden death as well. But I'm not for sure on that because we never got that far. There's also a shot clock on the ball, so if one team's holding on to the ball for too long or they're not able to score after quite a while, you can actually see the shot clock just started. What'll happen is the ball will blow up and respawn. Yes, it's that amazing. And here, these are some of those opportunities where that defense you have to play, like, boom, look at that. Had to kick him out of the way, the denial, the defense, and it's those close moments where you're trying to, there are too many of them for me to stop as one man, but still, there are those moments where you're trying to stand off, you're trying to play that lock-it-down defense, trying to stop stuff. Also, where certain classes, like the one who can put up a freaking wall to try and just like block all Dikembe Mutombo style, like, no, 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 not today. That's where all those come in handy and really make for this unique gameplay that is a ton of fun, and it's thrilling, man. It's just, I seriously have not had this much fun with a shooter in a while, and even just like shooting people, like not just doing the objective, but trying to like 1v1 people if we're caught in zero gravity, especially as the Harrier flying around, is pretty fun. But I think that sums it up for how Blitzball works. If you guys have any questions or anything that I didn't exactly cover about Blitzball that maybe you noticed and wanted an answer to, please go ahead and ask me. I will do my best to try and answer that for you. But yeah, so some situations where there's like fights going on right by the ball, that'll be happening, and the shield will be going down. So like in the middle of your fight, if you're a high maneuverable character like me, what you can try to do is like just kind of stop, swoop in, use my Harrier jets, and like fly around, try to score super quickly. Now, as you guys have also noticed, there are longer respawns. There's like 9-10 second respawns. So there's a little bit of strategy involved in the game where it's like, hey, 4 of their people are dead, grab the ball and run it as deep into their side as you can right now. It leads to some of those moments, and I don't know, it's like that small amount of strategy where you don't need it to win, but it does help a lot. Look at me swoop in there. Oh my god, it's like kicking. That's another thing that I think all characters have a melee attack. I don't know if everyone has a kick, but I know I do, and I think the more speed I put behind me and put behind my kick, I think that actually helps out do more damage or something like that. But boom, you can see I just stomped that dude trying to pick up the ball, gonna try and score it, but there might, oh no, I'm swooping, got denied right there. That's always just like right when you're that close, it's so like, you wish you got it. But onto my class, onto the person that I am playing. So I am playing as the Harrier. The Harrier, as you can see, is a little bit of a less tanky class. I only have 350 health, but I make up for that with the most insane maneuverability I saw in the game. Especially once you start mastering it a little bit, you start getting used to how it works, you can really start to do some things that are just like, whoa. How did he do that? Like, I only got to play with the game for a day, and I felt like I was doing cool stuff. So imagine if you're playing with the class for like a week or something, you're gonna start doing some stuff that maybe other people haven't seen. And speaking of haven't seen, people haven't seen this class because LawBreakers had a beta and stuff. I'm pretty sure this class was not revealed until super recently. So a lot of other people at the event, they actually have been playing LawBreakers a little bit longer than me. So I went into it, I'm like, screw it. Let's master the new class and maybe I'll poop on. Oh, Jesus, look at that right in the back with some speed behind it. Oh, another one. Oh, can I get the triple? Probably not. I don't think I can. That dude's a lot tankier than I am. And I am a little squish ball. I'm like a slime. Oh, give me a sec. Be right back. All right, sorry about that. Just had to go to the dentist real quick and half my face is numb. You know, I had to go get a fill-in, but that will never interrupt me and LawBreakers. I don't know, but let's go back. We back, and we are gonna talk about the Harrier now, what this class does, and why I absolutely fell in love with it. So the Harrier, 350 health, very mobile, very maneuverable. That is what makes it amazing, is that its left shift ability is these booster jets. And as you can see, my maneuverability with them is absolutely insane. And when you add in 0 gravity to that maneuverability, it also gets pretty freaking nutty. Like there, sure, I kind of got cornered because I'm not the strongest character. But I make up for that because I'm able to like go all over the place, very hard to hit with my high mobility. So my left shift ability is that, it is the jets. Now there's this cool thing where your jets actually, I'm pretty sure can do damage. So if I left shift backwards, I might do it at some point during this gameplay. What will happen is that my jets will be in front of me because I'm, you know, going backwards, so the jets have to be in front. Newton's laws, going backwards and all that. And after that happens, I can even do a little bit of damage with that. But back to the primary weapon. The primary weapon is this long-range laser that just does a constant stream of damage and is surprisingly potent. Like, it's not a pushover. It's actually pretty good. My secondary fire, my right-click fire, what that does is it marks someone. And then for the next little bit of time, I don't know how long, but for a certain amount of time after they're marked, my team will be able to do increased damage to them, including my own laser. So I didn't realize this while I was playing. It was only after the fact where I did a little bit more research about the game, and I found out that, yeah, my right-click ability is that freaking dope, which is awesome. My E ability, what I do with that is I drop a little med/fuel station. So I can drop a new one, but whenever I drop a new one, my old one will disappear. But what happens with the new one is that it will regenerate a little bit of health, I'm not sure how much, and also regenerate my fuel. So to the left of my reticle, that is my fuel. Every time I use my left shift ability, you can see it going down in that. You also saw a perfect demonstration of that thing healing me up, giving me more fuel, but also how this maneuverability is able to help me out so much and be very potent. Now my final ability that you guys are seeing right here, this is like the ultimate ability. The recharge on this thing is 75 seconds. All abilities have a recharge. My left shift, that recharge is based on fuel. My E, I think it was like a 5 or 10 second recharge. But that ultimate, that is the nutty thing, and that thing is amazing. So what happens when you activate it, there's a couple of seconds where you kind of have to gather your energy, but then I go like full Iron Man mode and start shooting a laser beam out of my chest. As you guys probably saw earlier, that laser beam has insanely high damage. Now the problem is I'm still a squish ball when this is happening, so if someone's able to get the jump on me or do some good amount of damage to me, my ultimate might just get, you know, I'll just die and I'll have used it up. I remember at one point I was doing it and it happened, like if it happens during the charge up, if you die while you're like charging it up before the blast starts, so like if I hit Q those couple of seconds, I'm like, like Kamehameha, right? If that happens, then it will still, I'll still have it. But if, as soon as I start firing, if I die after I start firing, I will lose it and the full recharge will start again, which kind of sucks. But given each character has their own unique ult, oh my god, that denial was sexy. But given each character has their own ult, you know, it comes into this coordination where even if you're working together, teamwork and all that stuff, what you might need to do, oh, I might be able to make like an absolute nutty run here on the goal. I think I do. Can it be done? I don't think so. No, I'm definitely gonna die. There's no way. Yep, there's no way. I got the ball pretty far though, and at this point, I'm just trying to stall them. Time is ticking. They are one goal away from tying us. That is the last thing I want them to do. But back to the ults, they are very potent abilities, and like I said, every class has different abilities and stuff and all that jazz. I think I saw like one of the tankier classes, that score was absolutely clutch, but one of the tankier classes actually goes all like full Emperor Palpatine and starts like force lightninging everyone, and it's so cool. There you just saw I was trying to shoot behind a little bit. My laser doesn't give me as much momentum, I think, but you can see how amazing this class is, especially if you can keep your momentum. I didn't learn to do it a lot at this point in time, but what you can do is actually bunny hop to keep your momentum, even in the higher gravity, normal gravity areas. Your bunny hop will usually keep your momentum. You just won't gain as much from using your jets and whatnot. But I think that's a pretty good summary of my class, of how the game works, of how the game mode works. If you guys have any more questions regarding that, let me know in the comment section down below. And make sure you check out that stream, which all the info, start time, actual thing and everything, all of that. Oh, look at that. That's where the ability gets nutty. Oh, can I clean it up for the triple? It's not gonna be a triple at this point, but I can get the puntas. Oh, there we go. That's numero tres. But yeah, I will be streaming. Start time, link to like a world clock, countdown clock will be in the link. The Twitch stream will be in the link. And a reminder, make sure you check out the game, and if you are interested in copping it, make sure you cop it as well. Link will be at the top of the description for that. I had a blast with this game, and I cannot wait to play, and I'm really hoping you guys hop into the stream because I think it's going to be a really fun one. And I don't know, if I'm playing this game, I really think we're about to have a blast. But other than that, these are the countdown seconds. This is where it gets big. Will they be able to get this last second goal? Look at how close they're getting. If they get this, it's going to overtime. But no, Papa Star is there to help stop that ball from getting picked up. I'm taking the ball. I'm running it out of here. We got the win, baby. I am not letting them get it. Honestly, I might get this goal. No, I thought maybe I'd get the goal last second, but whew. That was an intense game if you guys are paying attention the entire time. But other than that, that is going to wrap it up for me. Make sure to check out the game, top of the description. Make sure to come to the stream. I really think it's going to be a super fun one. And make sure you guys have yourselves an absolutely fan-freaking-tastic day. Whether there be more Lawbreakers in that day or not, at the end of the day, I want your day to be the best day that that day can be. And I totally worded that to say day 20 times. Have an awesome one. I'll see you soon.